hope you've had a wonderful week and that you've accomplished those things you needed to be accomplished, and that you also had space and time for prayer and reflection. Our reading for today in John's Gospel is in chapter 8. I'll be reading verses 1 through 11. Then each of them went home, while Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. Early in the morning he came again to the temple. All the people came to him, and he sat down and began to teach them. The scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in adultery, and making her stand before all of them, they said to Jesus, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the very act of committing adultery. Now in the law of Moses, we are commanded to stone such a woman. But what do you say?" They said this to test Jesus, so that they might have some charge to bring against him. Jesus bent down and wrote with his finger on the ground. When they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, "Let anyone among you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." And once again he bent down and wrote on the ground. When they heard this, they went away, one by one, beginning with the elders. And Jesus was left alone with the woman standing before him. Jesus straightened up and said to her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" She said, "No one, sir." And Jesus said, "Neither do I condemn you. Go away, and from now on, do not sin again." You know, friends, there were witnesses. The crime was not disputable. There were no shades of gray. It was black and white, signed, sealed, delivered. The jig was up. Jesus could have made points with the authorities, the Pharisees, by accusing her. It would have been the polite thing for him to do, standing and teaching there in their synagogue. They brought her to him. But that's the thing. It wasn't their synagogue, was it? And the law was not made for them, but for God's purposes. And God's purpose was for the law to bring people to him, to reconcile people to him, for love to triumph. Jesus saw in this cast of characters what no one else saw. Corrupt leaders, a marginalized, humiliated woman, onlookers, many of whom had done their own deeds in secret. Jesus saw things, perceived things that no one else did. And when Jesus spoke what he saw, what the Father gave him to say, "Let those without sin throw the first stone," the false pure and the outright deceitful all melted away. They were exposed just as they had tried to expose the woman. Jesus' exchange with the woman is brief. "Is there no one to condemn you? Neither do I. Go and sin no more." It's not as though Jesus glossed over her sin. Sin no more is not denying wrong, but setting her on a new path, pointing her in a new direction. I know what you've done, Jesus says, but I choose to believe better of you. With God's help, go live a better life. Are there those things in my life for which I have escaped punishment? Due punishment? Are there those things in my life for which God, the Lord, has spoken to me, go and sin no more? Good thoughts, good wonderings to take with us into our moments of silence. I love when Jesus' words seem to write our intention for the day. And this is what came to mind, that in recalling the story throughout the day, we might be people who show mercy as Jesus showed mercy. That we might be people who show mercy as Jesus showed mercy. Take that with you today and be a blessing. And join us again tomorrow, Saturday, for our last piece for this week. And I hope it is a wonderful and blessed day for you.